Hello and welcome, what I believe to be day 9 of the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo, RSI Day. It is the time for Perseus to be unveiled. But also there's some cool other ships to take a look at on the show floor today. So let's take a look at them. Let's take a look at the Perseus model, because that's in the Holosuite. And then let's talk about the store ships and look at it. So RSI, today we've got an interesting selection of ships, but I think actually a lot of people are just more excited about what's on the store page with the Perseus being revealed and on sale. We've got some good little ships downstairs though, because we've got the Perseus model in the Holosuite, which we will go have a look at in a second. Actually, we'll probably do that first. Let's move down there straight away, because people are probably excited about that. Woo! So let's have a look around the Holosuite first today. We've got the Taurus to start with. This is the cargo variant of the Constellation. It's weird that it's not out yet, but there's a lot of reasons for that, really just because they were working on other stuff. But I'm hoping that Cloud Imperium try and get it out for Q4 of this year or Q1 of next year. They have been working on the docking for the Constellations and the P-52, P-72, sort of hard dock they call it, parasite dock. But this is the cargo variant of the Constellation. Cool ship. I think a lot of people are waiting for it. I'm looking forward to having it in the game. We've then got the Perseus. Why couldn't I have the Perseus just immediately to go in? So the Perseus is the new unveiled gunboat. It has two large manned turrets, one on top and one on the bottom. You see one on the bottom, the lower at the back, and one on top there. Basically, each has got two size 7 guns, which is the same size as the Ares, which is basically just a floating gun. So this has got a huge amount of traditional firepower, as well as torpedoes, lots of size 5 torpedoes, 20 of them. It's got 2 little turrets on the back, on the top and the bottom as well. They can be fully automated as well, so they are like pretty much point defense, those turrets. And then a load of onboard facilities, a cargo area that will allow you to also land and deploy or pick up anything up to the size of an Ursa rover. But obviously you have to not have so much cargo if you do that, so bear that in mind. But it's got a lot of facilities. I think it can probably be run by 3 people. I've got a video up on it, literally going over the whole of that reveal and a lot more data now, which you can find on my channel, so please check that out. But from $600, it's ridiculously expensive, but still pretty cheap for as far as the sort of like big ships go. It's 100 meters, so it's not actually that huge. It's smaller than a hammerhead even, but it's just a brawler with big guns on it. And yeah, it's in concept. It's not flyable yet, but I'm looking forward to this one. This is certainly something I'm going to be owning, and certainly something I'm going to be buying because I'm an idiot. So we also have the RSI Polaris, which I think directly competes, at least in some ways, with the Perseus, or maybe not directly. It does have more facilities. It is significantly larger. It does have a hangar for a ship, and it can repair and refuel, rearm that ship, I think, is the idea. It's got a load of little turrets, and it's got giant torpedoes. So, I mean, it does fill a different purpose, I suppose, but it can They both go into that sort of multi-role, mission-running base ship for a lot of players, in my opinion. Although, yeah, maybe they do sort of fill different roles. But there's a lot of crossover. I think that people are very excited about the Polaris, and I think people are now also very excited about the Perseus. We don't know when they're going to be in our hands, though. But Polaris, cool ship. Big cool ship. Probably a Corvette. Oh, that's it. Right, and we also have outside of that Holosuite, we do have the Ursa rovers. The Ursa rover will fit in the Perseus and be able to pick one up, land with one. So that's going to be interesting. Obviously, the smaller size of the Perseus is going to be pretty beneficial for that, being able to land and take off in more areas. Definitely try out an Ursa rover if you haven't got a ground vehicle or you haven't tried that many ground vehicles, because it is a much more stable platform to drive around in, and you feel a lot safer in the Ursa rover, except when its wheels come off. You don't feel so safe then. Upstairs we have those constellations, and there's lots of different flavors of constellation in game at the moment. You've got the well, this is the Phoenix, the more sort of luxury one. Definitely worth having a look around the Phoenix. It is got an area which you could put a piano if you wanted, but it's got a bar. It's got a swimming pool. Well, not a swimming pool. I mean, probably swim in it, but it's more of a jacuzzi. You also got the Andromeda, which is the more gunship variant, is the idea, the more combat variant, I suppose. And then you've got the exploration variant as well in the Aquila. So based on the flavour of ship you want, at this sort of medium, slightly larger than medium size, for small crews, you can pick your constellation for the job. It was sort of iconic with Star Citizen as well, the Constellation series, the Constellation Andromeda especially, I suppose. They've really helped sort of like help form the game. A lot of people want these ships to be reworked in some way, especially the bits of their interior, and expect them to get some light reworks with the hard dock, parasite docking being worked on, and just general sort of like mini updates when it comes to physical damage, physicalized components, bringing the ships up to spec with new materials, that sort of stuff. Now, where are the rest of the ships today? Are they over here, towards this hall? And now we're going to move on to what I believe will be one of the more pointless halls. The reason more pointless is because, really, one Aurora suffices, and the Mantis could also be put in the other hall, in my opinion, as well. So the Mantis, cool ship. It is a interdictor dampening ship, basically preventing ships from going into quantum drive, pulling them out of quantum drive is the idea there. Although it itself is not going to be doing much more than that. It does have some guns, and it can defend itself to a degree, but it's supposed to be flown with other ships. It's supposed to be used by law enforcement to bring their sort of like people they're hunting out or prevent them from going into quantum, so it can capture them. It's going to be used by pirates to do the same, but for looting ships and for forcing them to be destroyed and not be able to escape, basically, so they can loot and raid them. So, yeah, Mantis, very cool ship, with its quantum interdicting device, does that. But then we've got just loads of different Auroras. Now, really, in my opinion, they just really want to roll it back to one Aurora and then have the ability to sort of change it to whatever you want. Have it relatively moddable as a ship. But they've got the Aurora EX, they've got the Aurora LN, I think this is the actual LN skin. Yeah, that's the actual LN skin. You've got the Aurora ES, you've got the Aurora MR. Is this a ES? That's the MR. They're all just... This is the LX. It's got a leather seat. Good job. It's ridiculous. They've got so many just models of basically the same ship, with very slight differences. And especially when we've got so many starships in game now and second tier starters. I mean, really, in my opinion, there's two starter ships, bog standard starships: the Mustang Alpha and the Aurora MR. But the ES is an even more trimmed down version of the Aurora MR. It probably makes more sense in game once we have the game going and there's a dynamic economy and it's not based on ship packages. But because your ship packages come with at the minimum a game package comes with a minimum a Aurora MR and a Mustang Alpha or a Mustang Alpha, it just seems a bit weird. The CL as well. I'm not even sure what this variant is. Is this an exploration variant or a cargo variant? Light freight. It's the cargo variant of. They're very tiny changes with the ship, in my opinion. They should all just be the MR and be as moddable as they should have the ability to be modded into any version of it really easily. That was the way I'd do it. But definitely try out a Mantis. I hate you, Aurora. I don't hate you. That's the ship that I think is most worthy of a rework. The Aurora, in my opinion. And then upgrade everyone's to the new Aurora. Boom, done. So I thought I'd have a quick look in the Constellation Phoenix as I'm here, as I waffle on a little bit just before we go into the sort of store page and look at the Perseus very briefly and what else is available. But look at the luxury. It's just a bit silly. It's got this huge internal space in the centre, and it's got a chair and a table? Question mark? That is not supposed to be like that. We've got a bar. We've got a chair table. You can put a piano in this room if you want. You've got a jacuzzi. It's just silly. It's just silly stuff. But it does really go for sort of like the luxury feel. Look at the nice big room for your captain. And then you've got your little area where you'd have your parasite craft. Boop. Oh, we can just literally... well, that's not intended. But yeah, the Phoenix is pretty cool, but it is, you know, expensive and limited because of that. In fact, the limited ships today are just going to be the Polaris and the Phoenix. The Perseus is not limited. But let's go have a look.
This year's convention floor is bristling with interest at the mysterious gunship they currently have in development. Now I, being me, was able to get some FaceTime with the work-in-progress ship where our camera crew was unfortunately not allowed in. Fortunately though, Jimmy is a great artist. The ship is, in a word, impressive. And don't just take Jimmy's drawing's word for it. One of the RSI bigwigs showing me the ship was a huge fan, of course. And once the official tour was over, he let me sit in the turret, where I was able to capture this super unauthorized, don't tell my bosses about it, double secret exclusive footage with my Moby glass. Ooh, can I sit in this turret? These aren't loaded, are they? Lead suckers! What does this button do?
Come on, gotta go!
Right, time to go!
Come on, quickly!
Go! I'm in serious trouble now. I'm coming!
No, wrong way, other way! Jax, come on, go!
And just between you and me, the word Perseus was stamped on, well, everything.
So an annoying part of that RSI video with Jax McCleary there is that they've clearly got some of the internals and assets for the Perseus done that they used for that, and they just showed them in a really janky way with him running around. So it sort of like annoys me that I was like, oh, I want to see more. So we do have the Perseus that's been unveiled, and we'll have a very brief look at that page. I have done a video going over it in a lot of detail now, which I'll link below, which I'm not sure if it's going to be going live before this video or after it, but it's on my channel. Take a look. Around the same time, I would suspect. So things that are available in the store to buy today for RSI. The discounted Warbond version of the RSI Polaris. A lot of people are going to want a Polaris. Polaris is a very cool ship and is very big. It is a proper little torpedo corvette. And a lot of people are going to be using it as their base. But obviously, now it's also competing a bit with the Perseus for a lot of the same functions. What have we got that's flyable and purchasable currently? We've got the Aurora series. Don't understand why you purchase one standalone. Maybe that's just me. I think that's everyone, though. You've got the Constellation series as well. I would probably buy Taurus if I was going to buy a Constellation. It's not out yet, but it's... I think they start at $150, which we'll see in a second. We've got the Mantis there as well. We've got the Rover. Ground vehicles, almost always buy in game because, you know, they're super cheap. Future flyyables, we've got the Perseus, available from $600 Warbond, $675 if you're buying with store credit. No, it's not limited sale. It's just concept. You do get a Hammerhead and a Vanguard Harbinger, I believe. For the loaner ships in the short term or medium term. We also have, the RSI Apollo. We've got both variants of it. Well, I say variants, skin variants at the very least. The Medivac and the Apollo Triage version. So this is a medium-sized, high-tier sort of modular medical ship where you can change the medical facilities on board to suit the needs of whatever you want to do. I think a lot of people were probably pretty excited for that, especially with medical gameplay coming in 2021. The start of it, and the sort of like updates to the player status system. It's not going to be the full-on, you need medical facilities to treat certain injuries and stuff, but it's going to start to be pushing towards that. You've got the Constellation Taurus available from $150. I've got VAT here, which is 20% extra because I live in the UK. We've got the Polaris. The Polaris is limited stock, so bear that in mind. It's sold out from the store credit version. These ships will go on sale again at in 2 more waves at midnight UTC and 8 AM UTC, so bear that in mind. We've got the RSI Orion, which is very expensive now. Was that $575? If you take 20% away, that's about right. It's obviously a massive mining ship, and it got huge. She got big. Yeah, I'm certainly looking forward to the Orion as well, but that's going to be quite far out in my opinion. Before we have that ship in our hands, we've got the RSI Complete Pack, which comes with all the RSI ships if you're a Chairman's Club concierge member. We've got the exclusive skin variant for the Perseus as well, the Thundercloud skin. Not a massive fan of it. I believe you can purchase that Thundercloud skin separately as well. Skin-wise, we've got the Mantis being able to be blue and blacked or white camoed with the Polar and Stormbringer skins. And then we've got the Aurora skins available and the dark green Constellation one. Yeah, it's an interesting one. Let's check out really quickly, the Perseus. Oh, Perseus. I do love this ship. Okay, 100 meters long, 50 meters wide. It's not huge, but it's got a huge gun. 2 huge guns, one on the top and one on the bottom. And lots of little turrets that can be totally point defensy. Yeah, I love the idea of it basically just smashing around, breaking through stuff, being this patrol, proper gunboat that chases down other ships potentially. It's got very, very fearsome firepower against larger ships. It's got these 3 decks. It's got a load of facilities. No medical bay, unfortunately. But I do think that if it had a medical bay, then it would probably be super, super, super useful. They do need to have ships that are focused on certain roles. And this ship is focused on its 2 large gun turrets. With size 7 weapons. 4 size 7 weapons total. So you've got some of its interior, some of its torpedo bay. I'm not sure if you actually need a torpedo operator, or if the pilot can launch the torpedoes off. But the ship is small enough to get into little gaps. Obviously, it's going to be able to get into a lot of places that larger ships can't. It's got those escape pods as well. I love its design. Some of its turrets getting a bit of servicing. Flying around. There's a lot of caterpillars in the background. Is that more of its torpedo area? Yeah, it's sort of like, looks like it's got a torpedo operator chair. But yeah, it's a very compact design for what the ship actually is. It's docking collar on the side. Got a brochure as well. It's available in lots of different packs as well. And yeah, really, really excited for that ship. So a quick read of the brochure. A quick flick through. It's based on an aging military ship that's just basically been modernized. It is technically the civilian version, but it is very much a military ship. And I think it's found a place in my heart. Torpedo launchers on the side, room for a 50 SCU or a Ursa, or sort of a little bit of cargo and the Ursa Rover, up to an Ursa Rover. Huge amount of facilities. Room for up to 6 crew, though I do think it can probably be run with effectively with 3. Maybe 4 if you want someone running around, floating around and using the torpedo launcher, but I don't think it needs the torpedoes to brawl. But yeah, I'm interested to know what you think of RSI Day and the Perseus. Check out my video that looks specifically at the Perseus. And yeah, tell me if you're buying one. Tell me what you're buying. Tell me if you're enjoying the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo and Alpha 3.11.1. What are your thoughts? I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Each month we have a ship giveaway. For November, we are giving away a Mercury Star Runner again. This highly anticipated multi-role ship is great for small to medium-sized crews that want to do a bit of everything, whether that be cargo running, data running, missions, combat, smuggling, all that sort of jazz. All you've got to do to be in for a chance of winning one is comment on any of my videos made for November, including this one. More details down below. What am I shilling for today, I hear you ask? Do you hate it when people steal all of your money and your house over the internet? I know I do. NordVPN may have been invented by wizards to help protect your personal data from the prying eyes of the dark web, a sinister cabal of technomancers that grow in power the more they know about your browsing habits. The true story of NordVPN's origins are unknown and lost to the ages, and without using facts, no one really knows how it provides more accessibility to otherwise censored websites or a safer security experience for all that use it. All I know is that it does, and that when you sign up to it, the power level of my bank account grows, and I use it, and maybe you should too.